Bankruptcies through April have hit a 12-year high, according to S&P Global Market Intelligence.
I declare bankruptcy!
236 companies filed for bankruptcy through the first 4 months of the year. And while we don't have the full data for May yet, it has only gotten worse. We saw the worst 48-hour stretch of bankruptcies since 2008 as 7 companies folded. This included emerging media star Vice, which was valued at $5.7 billion in 2017, only to have fallen from those lofty heights. We haven't seen this many bankruptcies since 2010, and that was the full-on aftermath of the great financial crisis. The bankruptcy problem does not seem to be contained to a small subsector of the greater economy. Instead, it spans a wide range of industries. Several notable names have filed for bankruptcy and thrown in the towel. These include Bed Bath & Beyond, a Wall Street Bets meme stock darling, Virgin Orbital Holdings, Richard Branson's company designed to launch small satellites has come crashing down to Earth. Once valued at $3.7 billion at the end of 2021, it sold its assets off for a whopping $36 million and is now worth nothing. Party City, your one-stop shop for cone hats, streamers, and Halloween costumes. Serta Simmons Bedding, a mattress maker proving this time there is in fact no money hidden underneath the mattress. And Silicon Valley Bank exposed greater problems in the financial sector of the economy, one that we've covered on this channel in the past. All of this has got me wondering, what is at the root of these problems, and should we be concerned going forward? When researching for this video, I found that a lot of these companies have an underlying theme of poor managerial decisions that have left them strapped with large amounts of debt and poor results. And I found that it's hard to pinpoint an underlying strategy because these businesses have such a wide range of industries and sizes. It makes it hard to apply a single strategy or a one-size-fits-all problem that kind of addresses the issues with all of these companies. But we can examine a couple of them to get a bit of their story. Looking at Bed Bath & Beyond, a company that was ultimately undone by their unwillingness or inability to adopt an online strategy. They made that strategic error, which was compounded by the fact that home decor has become one of the hottest categories of consumer goods bought online. And of course, the pandemic did not help them out at all. They were forced to close their doors, while essential retailers like Walmart and Target could stay open. Of course, many shoppers pivoted harder to e-commerce in that time frame, choosing to stay home during the COVID-19 pandemic. As a result, Bed Bath & Beyond saw their sales sink 17% in 2020 and 15% in 2021. They have now filed for bankruptcy, going the way of many other huge specialty stores that have also suffered a similar fate over recent years. Examples like Toys R Us, Circuit City, and Sports Authority. David's Bridal has also filed for bankruptcy. As if brides were not already stressed enough, they now have to deal with the reality that they may not be getting their ordered wedding dresses from David's Bridal. At one point, 1 in 4 brides were wearing David's Bridal dresses on their wedding day, and now the company is bankrupt. Perhaps another victim of the pandemic, the wedding season came to an abrupt halt in 2020 and has yet to recover to pre-pandemic levels in 2021 or 2022. But it would be lazy to blame all of their problems on the pandemic. You see, David's Bridal is no stranger to Chapter 11, having filed for bankruptcy just 5 years ago. In truth, David's Bridal has been unable to keep up with the times. They have faced competition from online retailers and secondhand retailers, and there has been a shift to more casual weddings, which has made David's Bridal elaborate dresses and gowns less appealing to some brides. An increasing number of brides are opting for less traditional wedding attire, including thrift wedding dresses, according to David's Bridal in their bankruptcy filing. These shifting consumer preferences have significantly exacerbated their financial problems. As a recent newlywed, I can offer my own personal anecdote, and I can tell you that David's bridal was not a consideration by my fiance, now wife, who was not a fan of their styles. Shifting to Silicon Valley Bank, we've discussed this one in the past, but it's ultimately poor interest risk management is what did them in. They were caught flat-footed as the Federal Reserve rapidly raised interest rates. If you want full details on SVB's collapse, check out my video card on the screen now. But ultimately, the Fed's interest rate hikes lead us to the second main factor of this video. Let me know in the comments if there are any of these companies you'd like me to look at further. And if you've been enjoying this video about bad management, bankruptcies, and beyond, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. It does help me out and help my content get seen by more people. The second major factor in the increase in bankruptcies is the rising credit crunch. All of these bankrupt companies are saddled with large amount of debt, which is obvious, and it's why they're going to bankrupt in the first place. But the problem is that the debt is becoming more expensive. Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve have rapidly raised interest rates in the fight against inflation, and this leaves a lot of these companies facing much higher debt servicing costs as they have to refinance their debts into new loans. Many just can't afford to pay those rates, and the writing is on the wall. Or they face lenders that have tightened their standards so much it has become difficult for these companies to secure new debt even if they are trying. We've seen the interest rates be a problem for many facets of the economy now, looking at the banking sector, commercial real estate, and now just general liability-laden companies. Before I go, I just want to take a moment to call out the fact that I do poke fun at some of these companies and talk about what they did wrong, but I want to acknowledge the fact that many people do work for these companies, and many, as a result of these bankruptcies, are likely to lose their jobs. And that sucks. Employees are always collateral damage in these situations. Capitalism and the free market set up this Darwinistic scenario where it is survival of the fittest amongst companies. Those that are inefficient ultimately fail. But when they fail, they bring down their employees with them. In the long run, these employees do find positions at new companies, ones that are able to survive and be successful, at least for the time being. But in the short run, there is definite pain, stress, and worry for these laid off employees. So I do feel for these people, and I'm sorry if my tone comes off as a little cavalier towards these companies. I just like to use humor to describe these situations. If you want to learn more about the credit crunch, I suggest checking out my video about how it is impacting the commercial real estate market, which is on the screen now. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.